welcome back. This is my first video on the Amway series that I'm putting out. If you watched my last video about my life update, thank you so much. And it was so good to hear from a lot of you. And I guess this one is just going to be a slight overview of Amway and an apology to the people that I hurt when I was in a multi-level marketing business. I don't know how many videos I'm going to have to release in order to get my full story out, but even though there's a lot of different things on my journey that I'd like to document in this channel, this matter is probably the most urgent because I could talk about my life experiences and the lessons I'm learning in just general growth and sustainable health and meaningful success, but multi-level marketers are out there right now and they're looking for you. And I think that it's important that you hear my story so that maybe you will not make the same mistakes that I did. So that's why I'm going straight into Amway. I'm going straight for the multi-level marketers, and I'm just going to let you know what's up. So to begin, I just wanted to say that when I got lured into business, I was extremely vulnerable. And I'll talk more about that when I do a video on how I actually got in and their process for vetting people and getting people started in business. But I just wanted to let you know that I was really vulnerable. And I believed their big promises of, wealth and purpose and helping other people. Like, I believed all that. I had just dropped out of college and I was looking for plan B. And this seemed like something that I could really help people with and make money at the same time. And I was down for it. But yeah, I just wanted to let you know that. And even in the times when looking back, I realize now how controlled and how depressed and manipulated I felt. I didn't know that at the time. And I just kind of felt like it was my fault that things weren't happening the way that they told me, they being my upline, told me that it was supposed to be happening. So I was so unaware. So it's a little bit of a disclaimer just because this is not like a really happy video for me to talk about because I really hurt a lot of people. But anyway, so what I think about Amway in particular, or multi-level marketing companies, MLMs, or network marketing, or entrepreneurial opportunities, I don't necessarily think that they are inherently a scam. At best, I think that a lot of multi-level marketing companies, I'm just going to call them MLMs from now on, I think a lot of MLMs are just ripoffs, to be honest. They might be straightforward businesses where someone is selling a product that they themselves didn't have to source, but they're making the retail profit on. I think that that's a pretty legitimate business because it's an exchange of goods and services and they're getting retail profit on it. However, I think a lot of products in multi-level marketing companies, MLMs, I think that they're way overpriced and way overrated. For instance, I went onto Amway's website because old habits die hard, and I just wanted to look at their fall collection for makeup, and I have a palette that is similar. It's not the palette of the fall makeup, but this is the palette. If you can see, it's like 3 eyeshadow colors and 3 like face colors, and it's really simple, but it's $47. It's $47 for this. I could get so many colors, so many different eyeshadows, different blushes and stuff for like a fifth of the price. I could go to Walmart and get a nude palette for $13. And that has like 16 eyeshadow colors or 12 eyeshadow colors. Just letting you know. Anyway, I'm outraged, but at best, MLMs are a ripoff, okay? Kind of graduating from that, I think that a lot of multi-level marketers scam people. The business itself might not be a scam. It might be straightforward sales. But a lot of people who are trying to get you in their downline are scamming people. And that's how I feel like I was lured into the business. Like I said, I'll talk about it, but honestly, I think that a lot of multi-level marketing companies or multi-level marketers use tactics of like building rapport and trying to become your friend before they eventually let you know that it is going to be a huge sales gig where you have to try to sell products that nobody wants. But anyway, so that's how I feel like a lot of multi-level marketing companies are considered scams. It's not necessarily the concept in and of itself, but it's the people who are representing it. Next, I think that a lot of multi-level marketing companies can become pyramid schemes. Pyramid schemes in and of themselves are just wholesale buyers club. There's not an exchange of goods or services. And so a lot of network marketing companies can get away with their sales tactics because it is an exchange of goods and services. And so it's not technically like everybody just puts money in and only the people at the top make money. You can make money with zero downline because you can still sell products. So in that way, it's not really a pyramid scheme. However, the way that my group ran their business was mainly just buying all of your volume, all of your products, and there was not an emphasis on selling it. You just basically had to buy your products to remain in the business, or considered part of like an active business owner is to buy your own products and then buy your customer volume and report it as customer volume even if you used it yourself. So in that way, what I was doing was definitely a pyramid scheme. And then last is cults. Like a lot of people talk about MLMs being a cult, and I think that it's very accurate with my experience, and it might not be accurate with everyone's experience. I think what cults do is they're very controlling and they're very isolating of your time and your money and your association, and all of that was wrapped up. And I think I'm going to talk about that in a later video because serious damage was done. But anyway, I just wanted to kind of lay that out there just to let you know what my opinion is of MLMs and multi-level marketers. Sorry. Anyway. So now for all of my apologies, all of my regrets. And I'm going to try not to be humorous, but I'm so uncomfortable. But it needs to be done. So anyway, I first want to apologize to my parents because they were the people that were hurt the most by my Amway experience. It started when my upline gave me the book Rich Dad Poor Dad and basically started to plant in my mind that people who care about you, like they might care about you, but they don't really know how to help you. And so it was constantly like playing in my mind that whatever advice you guys were giving me, it was just like, oh, okay, well, I don't see you guys not working or whatever. Like, I don't know. I just kind of wrote off everything that you said, based on lies. So that's rough. And then it got really even more rough. It got rougher. Because then with every disagreement that we had, with everything, with my being in business, my choice to not go back to school, with all of these things that my upline was in my ear telling me one thing, and you guys were directing me in the direction that you guys thought was best, And every time we had a disagreement, my upline was in my ear telling me that, you know, oh, see, like, that just proves that they don't unconditionally love you. And we are the first and the only experience of unconditional love that you've had. And so, like, welcome to unconditional love, Sarah. Like, we love you. We're not gonna abandon you or tell you that, you know, that we're gonna stop caring about you or whatever. And that's what they're doing. So, I mean, like, voice of the enemy for sure. But I'm really sorry that I let other people dictate my relationship with you guys. And my judgment was so clouded in that entire time. And I'm sorry to the rest of my family, my brothers, and my extended family, because I think that a lot of the choices that I made really was a statement that I was putting my ambition in front of all of my relationships, including family. I know that Alex, you and I have had a lot of discussions about Amway, I guess, but also, like, I know I've already apologized, but I'm making it, like, I'm putting it in the video because it was a sucky thing for me to do. When my older brother Alex and his wife Madeline got married, or they got engaged, they came up to Wisconsin to celebrate with us, and I left the celebration early to go to an Amway meeting because I thought that if I didn't go to that Amway meeting that I was going to lose all of my mentorship, that my upline was going to think I wasn't serious, and I felt so strongly that I needed to prioritize that meeting over everything and everyone. And it was a sucky choice, and I'm sorry about that. But yeah, I gave up a lot of family time, a lot of even like family reunions or vacation days in order to go to conferences rather than family reunions. It just, man, really, really selfish, and I'm so sorry. So then to my closest friends, they had me thinking that they were my only positive association. They were the only people who were going to speak life into me and who were going to support me unconditionally. And basically, I cut out everybody or established a lot of distance between anybody who did not wholeheartedly agree with what I was doing or wholeheartedly support me. So if you had questions, or if you voiced your doubts, or even if you like didn't get in business with me, I probably was going to be like, oh, okay, well, I guess we can't really be that close of friends because we don't share the same values. And that's so wrong. We do share the same values. For some reason, I was so isolated and so polarized with an us versus them kind of mentality. And that's really what cults do, is like, you know, anybody who's not for us is against us. And I definitely did that with my best friends. So I'm really sorry about that. And I'm sorry to all of my network, my entire network that I have reached out to in the past 2.5 years. Super sketchy that I reached out to you and used our friendship as a way to kind of try to get you in business. And like I said before, I had the best intentions, but it was just super schemy. And the way that they were trying to train me to like communicate my opportunity was also super sketch. And even just after my first video that I released, someone reached out to me and was like, I was so excited to hear from you until I found out that you were trying to get me in this opportunity. And that breaks my heart. To think that people thought right, that I cared about them, and then to be so disappointed that they would think that I was just trying to get their money. That sucks. And the way that I was communicating with people was super sketchy, and I'll talk about that in a later video about how those messages were sent. Basically, I'll say this for now, you can basically consider that within the last 2.5 years, if you've heard from me, I was basically hacked by my upline. And that's not to say that it's not my fault that those messages were sent. I'm just saying that my communication was really heavily controlled with the people that I was reaching out to about business. They were trying to help me figure out how to best communicate the opportunity, basically how to best scam my friends into hearing enough about the opportunity that they would want to get in. But yeah, too much went on for me to talk about that now. I just want to say that I'm really sorry. So my coworkers, because I was super weird around people, I didn't really talk about anything that I did extracurricularly. And by the end of it, I had not done, I stopped going to church, I stopped volunteering, I stopped going to Bible study or having friends really outside of this group. I slowly backed away from all of my extracurricular activity. And so really the only thing outside of work that I had was this business. And so for all of my coworkers that I've just been kind of referring to the business as my personal life, I was just like, oh, I have personal life on Tuesday. It's like, what is that? And who talks like that? Me, when I'm in an MLM. But anyway, so I was just being super sketch and super distant. I never tried to really recruit anybody that I worked with, number one, because I didn't want to see people that I worked with. Well, this is before the job that I have now, because I love the people that I work with now, but before I was like, I don't want to see you guys. I don't want to see you at business meetings in addition to working with you. But anyway, that's just a previous job. But I also just didn't want to try to take you guys through a process where it was super sketchy, and if you guys actually realized how sketchy it was and told me how sketchy it was, then it would just be a really awkward business or working relationship. So I'm just sorry for how weird I was. And I'm sorry to the person that I actually did get in business. I did get one. I'm just going to call you Marcy, because I don't want to use your real name unless you want me to, whatever. Anyway, Marcy, you know who you are. Yeah. The only reason why I'm glad that I got you into business is because we became such good friends. And I'm really grateful that both of us quit, that both of us got out, and that we can actually have a normal friendship where we're both able to talk about our personal lives. We'll get into that more in later videos. But anyway, I'm just really sorry that any pain that was caused to you from Amway, from this business, from our upline, is because I introduced you to this, and I'm really sorry. And finally, I am sorry to the free people of Chicago, the people who are still in the group that I was in for Amway. I'm sorry if you feel like I'm attacking you. I'm not. And I'm sorry if you feel like I abandoned you or broke promises. I didn't. But I'm just really sorry that we can't be friends anymore, because you're not allowed to talk to me. It really breaks my heart, and I miss you all very terribly, because I did consider you guys my family. I did consider you guys like my people, and as soon as I left, zero communication. So I am really sorry that we can't be in each other's lives anymore because I'm not selling Amway products. I still share your same values, and I still care about you a lot. And if you ever quit or decide to improperly crossline by reaching out to me, please do. I have no hard feelings toward anybody in the Amway business or in LTD or in the Free People of Chicago. I have no hard feelings really toward my upline either. I honestly do believe that people who are in the business believe in what they're doing. I have such a completely different view now that I'm out and truly free. So I think that if you're still in it, you should maybe consider watching the rest of my videos, especially watching how I got out, because that might change your perspective on some things. But yeah, you're not written off in my book, and I still care about you. So reach out if you will. So my next video is going to be about the Amway process, or the process for getting into an MLM company. Everybody approaches it differently, but I want to share my story so that maybe you can see some of the red flags that I did not. So anyway, thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, do all those things, and I will see you next time. Okay, bye.